Y'all think is being fat a choice? Fit woman versus fat woman. This might be a little interesting. You always gay. No, I'm not, bro. Dang, you know what's crazy? I never said I was gay. Y'all putting words in my mouth. Bro, this is the first stream I've ever seen where Tyrone wasn't here. It's kind of crazy.
If you see me, you consider me obese?
I wouldn't say that you're obese, but it's like medically, you know.
So like for example.
So you're medically obese though?
No,
yes.
I've been medically obese since I was like 12 and I was not obese.
What? You miss him. No, bro. I was just saying, bro. I miss all my people, though. Got my guys, bro. Dang.
Welcome back to Middle Ground. I'm John. I host the Radical Empathy podcast, and I'll be moderating today's discussion between
y'all. Let me know.
And
wait, let me see the sound.
Podcast, and Welcome back to Middle Ground. I'm
Is
John.
this too loud?
I host the Radical Empathy podcast, and I'll be moderating today's discussion between fit women and fat women. And a friendly reminder: if you are writing a hate comment, you are part of the problem. Our first prompt is: your physique is in your control. Will the agreeers please step forward?
Agree.
She has a question.
I have a question. When you mean physique, can you specify like what exactly are you trying to?
I think physique
Your
is like
physical
shape
look
and size of your body. Why were you hesitating?
Because, you know, there's a lot of different illnesses around. So I have family members that have like thyroids and they can't gain weight or they can't lose weight. But I think that they can manage to stay at a place that's gonna be healthy for them. To me, personally, I do feel like I can be at a better place. I'm working on it, and that's my goal. So.
She gonna be.
I agree with you 100%. I think that
I'm scared.
There's different diseases and all that, but I think at the end of the day, what you can do, the best physical peak for your personal body is in your hands. You may not look like someone you want to look like, your ideal situation, but you can optimize your body to be the highest performance.
Yo, W623 followers. We was just at 610.
Just counting calories.
Like
I didn't have to work
yesterday.
out as hard. I did the.
This what happens when I stream. Like, okay, so you mean tell me if I consistently stream, like, people will follow? I was dead gooning. What did I miss?
At an incline, and I just walk the whole time.
That's why I don't be streaming, bro. Right here, that's the reason, right there.
About what I put inside my body.
Like you put in that effort, right? You made those conscious decisions to walk on the treadmill, count your calories. You were super exact with everything, and that's how both of you guys were able to lose so much weight, right?
Right.
So your physique is 100%.
What did I do? Man,
it's just that nobody wants to put the effort in.
You can keep that to yourself, Simo, bro.
That's a great point to bring.
I'm not knocking your hustle down. I'm just saying.
Where we just left off.
All right,
so,
Simo.
while of course there are aspects that I think you can control about your physique, I think there are more things that are out of your control. Like, it is so much more expensive to eat healthy than it is to eat like crap. If I go to the grocery store and I just want to buy a bunch of frozen meals, that's going to be so much cheaper than me going and buying fresh produce and fresh fruit and everything.
I disagree.
Immediately.
But then at the same time, just get your money up. I'm just saying, like, and that's the thing. That's another thing. Like, if you really about this journey, you gotta put in, like, you know what I'm saying, the work. And if anything, no, she kind of wrong. Cause if you making like a good home cooked meal, like, that's cheaper than buying like Chipotle. Like, you can make a whole week's worth and stuff like that. So she kind of wrong.
Why do you disagree?
The prepackaged foods, the frozen ones, way more expensive.
True. She actually is
on
wrong.
A budget, you know, eternally.
Your money's not up.
Always save money by just going to the grocery store and buying ingredients.
I agree with you.
You can't afford good food, just don't eat at all.
I can go get a frozen meal sometimes for $1.50, $2. Where if I want to cook a whole meal, like depending on what all the ingredients I'm getting, that could be $10.
So you'll get more.
Yeah, you get more.
But still, you have to think from people who have like no money and they're thinking like, oh, I can get.
I've had no money. I've had $12 for a week's amount of food.
I hear both. I think that you definitely.
It depends on how you look at it.
Mindset, it is cheaper You
Yeah.
go to a fast food restaurant, they have like a dollar menu. I think they've
Yeah.
even increased the dollar menu now. So,
a
which is
$2
crazy.
menu.
It's like a $2 menu. So that's valid, I think, but I think it's killing
But
us
that's
in the long
not-
term. Like it's like that.
that's not
short
even good
dopamine
food,
effect,
though.
The dopamine where you're like, oh, I just need something right now.
Yeah.
I think that's the issue.
I also did want to, sorry, just touch on other than like food costs, like there's also privilege when it comes to like having time to cook stuff.
Definitely.
Like if you
Simo,
work a
your
full-time
hate,
job,
I'm not gonna lie, your hate for bigger people has to be studied. Why do I have my mic on? Your hate for bigger people is insane, bro. Like, this gotta be studied, bro. Like, golly. You just hate
you have
anyone
kids
plus
and stuff,
size.
a lot of the time it's just easier. You don't have the time and energy. Like I enjoy cooking, but it's a lot of work sometimes, and it's much easier for me to just like go through the drive-through. And then also privilege when it comes
Okay,
to like
that's
your
gas.
mental health. When you are depressed, when you're struggling to even like get through
Cooking
the
can
day,
be a
it can be really hard to have
therapeutic.
that motivation to eat well, to move your body and
Bro, I'm
stuff.
so tired.
So for then when people are like, oh, well, why aren't you working out? It's like, dude, I can barely even get out of bed. So like,
Yeah.
please stop with that.
That's a, not gonna lie. She just said a personal problem. I can barely get out of bed. That's a personal problem. And here comes
I just wanted to
Simo.
say that I didn't step forward because I have PCOS and I just recently got diagnosed with it. So with PCOS, it's so much more difficult for me to lose the weight and control what I want my physique to look like. It's just so much harder. It's not impossible, but it is.
We can fix it. We
It's
can,
something
and we
that
can
can
fix
be
it.
fixed.
PCOS, we can fix
Sorry
it. So.
to cut y'all off, but Bree, I just wanted to hear from you.
The question, like, your body is in your control, I just think it is not 100% in your control. To say it's like black and white, you can change it or you can't, is just crazy. It's just so nuanced. I really like.
What is
appreciated you bringing up, like,
PCOS?
the
I've never
food
heard of that.
access
She's
that you have,
skinny?
the knowledge access, your socioeconomic status. I go to the gym, I sit there.
That's
and I'm
like a-
if only
is it a
everyone had
disease?
access and the free time to do this. I'm sure so many other people would love to do that, but people are struggling. They need to pay their rent. They can't just allot that time. They need to prioritize. And I think that's ultimately
Hell yeah.
what is really sad.
Yeah.
Everyone would love to take care of
I
themselves.
disagree. I'm sorry, I disagree.
At the same time, though, a lot of good workouts you can do at home. If you want to lose weight, just do cardio. You can literally just walk around. Just cardio. But, like, this is what I need to do. I need to go to the store and give me some dumbbells. Because, bro, at the end of the day, like, what you need to go to the gym for is just to lift the same dumbbell. Like, you could just buy that shit, honestly. 10 jumping jacks, at least, facts. Like, there's stuff you can do at home.
Like, there's some of us who are on the fit side that don't have that privileges. I wake up at 4 a.m., have a full-time job.
Snaps to you.
I get it done. At the end of the day,
I get it done.
It doesn't matter. I want to be the highest version of myself, the most evolved version.
All right, Jax,
and she
appreciate
has
you
to
for
show
stopping
up.
by,
So
for
your
real,
life
though.
allows it. Yeah.
No,
Your
I
life
make
Good
my
playing
life
with you.
allow it.
Exactly.
I
You
surround
do.
Have a good night,
myself
man.
Other people don't have the possibilities that you
They
have.
do. They just
Not everyone, no.
And I also
No.
think there's
You
something
need
to be
from
said.
Put
different
the effort
places.
in. That's it.
But I also think too, like let's say for example, you're a teenager and you're like 500 pounds.
Yeah,
The
absolutely.
work that you need
Okay,
to do.
that's your first problem. There's no reason you should be 500 pounds as a teenager. I'm gonna be honest. 500 pounds.
Remedy
That's
that
a lot of
is
pounds.
Like that's really challenging. That's a
I
hard
agree.
thing to do for
I
anybody.
agree.
As opposed to like me, I was really skinny and then I decided, oh, I'm gonna go to the gym. I put on my weight. The results are showing. It looks like I'm working
FFS?
super
What
hard.
does that
I
mean?
make these choices like go girl.
Right.
But that is not the same accessibility that someone can make that change for themselves in different circumstances.
I agree.
So I
My
think
only
that is, like-
caveat is it's hard for both, but it can be done, is my point.
Yeah.
I wouldn't
That's
say
my
that
point.
Should I
it's
go
hard
for
me as
bottom
someone
left?
who's overweight trying to lose that
Oh,
weight.
should I go
In my
bottom left or
opinion-
stay top
That
left?
can be done.
I believe it can be done. I
What
believe
do you
it can
think,
be done, but I
Banjo?
think empathy and compassion for
And
the
does it
different
sound good?
circumstances
I
that
feel
may
like-
stop someone from doing
I wanna
that
make sure it
is
sound good.
necessary.
Yeah,
to
I
see
think
like,
it
oh,
is.
get off your ass and like do all this,
No one said
which you're
that.
not saying, but I'm saying some people, commenters,
Myron's
might be
not
saying
in this
that.
episode.
Myra was the word.
There is a spectrum for your body. Our height isn't under our control. Our fat
Facts.
distribution, our bone density, our
Our
muscle
PP
density,
size.
our metabolism.
PP
These
size.
are things that make up who we are. But in that
The guy's there to say
spectrum
the
of
questions.
health, absolutely, we can change who we are
Yes.
with what we got, right?
And then we'll stop right there and move on to the next one. Body positivity can promote unhealthy habits. Will
Yes.
the agreeers please step forward?
Absolutely. Yes. Bro,
I
yes,
think
bro.
blind body positivity.
Bro, no, cause when Lizzo had no business eating Oreos and mustard. People want to talk about, oh yeah, Lizzo, she's so pretty, queen. But shout out Lizzo for that weight loss journey, but she had no business doing that one. I'm not gonna lie, she lost me on that.
Can be harmful if it's just like
Simo,
always like
damn.
don't ever consider any possibility that you could change something.
Shout out
for your
Lizzo.
quality of life. Just blindly accept yourself. I think that's where it can get kind of toxic.
I don't look like how I looked when I was 20. So body positivity is encouraging yourself
How?
to accept.
There's no way
you're
she
gonna
doesn't
transform
agree with that.
eventually. When you're 40, when you're 50, you're gonna get
Trife.
wrinkles, you know, all these things.
Huh?
So yeah, definitely body positivity should have taken another route instead of just saying it's for bigger people, because it's not. It's for all the variety of people that need to accept you're changing.
Yeah, I think the pendulum has switched to the furthest extreme. I think body positivity was created because there wasn't a space for people who could have acceptance in bigger bodies. And I think it's just gone to the furthest extreme now.
But
And
body positivity is for
women come in
skinny
all shapes
people
and
too,
sizes,
though.
right? And every woman is beautiful. And I think that you should really be confident in your body and the way that you look, you know, wake up feeling your best. But I feel like especially on social media and in society today, this body positivity movement, I've seen like multiple times where
Bigger
there's like
bodies
obese
aren't
women
acceptable.
promoting
Simo,
body positivity.
goodness, bro,
and it's
relax.
like I wouldn't want like my
What's
kid.
obese for you?
It,
Yeah.
like an unhealthy lifestyle.
No,
like
but like, what do you
overweight.
mean
Wise, what's
obese?
obese for you?
Obese,
Uh-oh.
like
Like for
medically
me,
obese.
if you see me, you
What's her
consider me
range?
obese?
I wouldn't say that you're obese, but
Okay.
it's like medically,
So,
you know.
so like for
So
example,
you're medically obese, though?
no,
Yes.
I've been medically obese since I was like 12, and I was not obese.
Well, does anybody here?
So I-
would anybody here explain what they mean by medically obese? Just-
Exactly.
Yeah.
I think
Like,
BMI.
A doctor
like
tells
when
you?
you go to the doctor's
Yeah.
office and you get weight on a scale and they'll tell you, oh, you're a little bit overweight, or they'll say you're morbidly obese, you're
Because of your
whatever
height,
these things. So like,
everything.
like if you look at me, you would be like, oh, she's a little plus size, but I am technically considered obese.
So
by my doctors.
and I was obese.
Dang.
At, I think it's 30 BMI.
Simo,
Now, the BMI,
golly.
we have come to learn that it's a little bit tricky now.
right, it's not the most accurate.
Right.
But that's what it's based off.
Yeah.
But
Right.
so correct. But
mass
now that when I was a size 14, I was considered obese. It's smaller than we think.
I think an
Yeah.
obese person, and this is not, calling absolutely anybody obese, but I think a person that can be considered obese would not be able to go on walks. They
Oh
were
my-
for breath. For me, because I am a person that I'm big, but like I said, I'm still able to go on hikes and I won't lose my breath. I can go on runs. I can exercise. So if for the
you're-
doctors I'm obese because of the
Yes.
size and the stuff that
Yes.
I am, for the
Uh-huh.
doctors,
Yes.
for me, it is not the way that it works because an obese
That
person,
is
I
next
have
level
friends who
hating.
are skinnier
Bro,
than
this
me.
not even this
We go
yeah,
on
this
walks.
is he making it seem like a crime.
So for you, obesity
correct.
is just the
The fact-
health parameter.
Simo
of
probably
how
got a
busy
whole
you can be.
list of
Exactly.
things he would say about a bigger person and make it seem worse than an actual racial slur. That's how strong of a hate he has for bigger people.
It's not a physical manifestation.
So Simo, when you see Phantom, what do you think to yourself? Like when you see
Exactly.
Phantom,
When
what
the
do you
doctor,
think?
when that doctor says that bad word,
She out of breath.
it's
Oh
he's
my
looking
God.
on a chart versus saying you
But
can't.
how many people have
but
been
he's saying,
bad
But listen,
diagnosed?
he's not saying.
Oh
you're
my, bro,
ill and you can't walk
goodness
up that hill.
gracious,
I've
bro.
had
You
doctors
go,
say that to
you
me.
go. I
That's
have
the
that.
thing. I've
That's
had doctors
I'm
say that
obese
to
and I
me.
can still walk
So-
up that hill, and that's what's fabulous about it, right? It doesn't automatically mean you're ill, but also
You like worse
down
than
the road,
Kanye.
Absolutely, it's going to mean you're ill. You're lucky with your genetics currently. Down the road, it's not going to be the same
But
story.
this is the thing, you think they're genetics, but since I was really young, I'm active. I'm an active woman.
I never said you're not active.
No, I know, but I'm just responding to what you're
Okay.
saying. I know you're not saying that I'm not active. I'm responding to what you're saying about the doctors and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Because I
What I
have
miss,
had
we watching
doctors tell me that.
I'll tell you what.
That I'm
Fat
obese
women
and that
versus
I
skinny
cannot
women.
Exercise, that why am I not exercising?
Fat versus
Why am
fit
I
women.
not
I
doing
mean,
the
when I
effort?
say skinny.
There's doctors that have bad diagnosed me for things that I've never had.
Simo,
and I've gotten
golly,
medicated for
bruh.
things that I've never had. So it's
Now
like,
I love
it's
agents.
It's
They're
different.
killing us too. So
Just we went down a tangent
Yeah.
from that. I wanna.
Oh my God, you can
we're
say
talking
that.
about we're talking about body positivity,
Yes.
whether we
Oh
think it
my
promotes
goodness.
unhealthy
Y'all
habits.
gotta
We're gonna bring
chill.
in our disagreeer.
Oh my God.
And then continue the convo.
Yeah.
So I didn't step forward because I really hate the toxicity that has come from people being like, oh, body positivity promotes obesity and blah, blah, blah. I hate that so much. I think
I feel
there
like
is,
it can.
the minutest people who are doing that. The vast, vast majority, I do not think promote obesity. Body positivity, to me, is just loving your body, accepting your body how it is, and not hating yourself. Like, you shouldn't have to wake up every day because you're 400 pounds and hate yourself. Like, you know, I don't think
Okay.
anybody should be hating themselves. So that, to me, is what body positivity is about. And it's also about
That's what it's supposed to
equality
be, but it's
in how
not.
people are treated. Like, for example, Lizzo gets called out so much.
Shout out Lizzo. Hey, we was just talking about Lizzo and her Oreos and
on,
mustard.
Like, oh my God, she's out there with her ass and stuff. Like, ugh,
Next
it's
video?
So disgusting. But Chapel
Y'all not
Roan,
into this? What if they get in like a
God, I love
good
Chapel
argument?
Roan, was at Gumball and came out as Statue of Liberty
Who's
and had her
Gumball?
ass out. Did not see a single person online saying, oh, so why she have her ass out? You know, it's like, it's a double standard. People inherently hate fat bodies and don't think they should be seen in
I
society.
actually disagree with that because I do see people hating on Chapel Rowan for the way that she looks and her outfits, and there's going to be hate on both
Oh,
sides.
of course, there's
That
going to be
is
hate, but
to
I
be there.
meant like the volume of hate that Lizzo gets compared to Chapel Roan. Like, I would say, like, it's much smaller. Like, I just you constantly hear about like Lizzo, and you know.
I have a question. I have a question
Yeah.
with Lizzo. Okay,
Always
one of
comes
the
back to Lizzo.
one of the few,
How, bro? Are we in the Matrix?
one of the few times I saw her streaming, she had this gorgeous cake was gifted to her, enormous. Went in with it with a fork and was eating constantly and talking to the camera while she was streaming. The volume of the cake that she ate, I just went, oh my God, how many people are watching this? This is absolutely. I just. It was a horrible representation. I hated every moment of it. What do you have to say about that?
Well, my question would be, if there was a thin person doing that, would you have had that same
Yes.
reaction?
Yeah.
Okay, then I think it's more about, like, she's not promoting obesity by eating cake on camera. She's just, you know, eating cake
But
on
if
camera.
she's the representation of body positivity and she's behaving this way, is that promoting?
Have you noticed
Like,
that she just posted a video that she lost weight?
Good
no,
question.
no,
was-
absolutely
oh,
don't.
yeah.
I
She just
absolutely
posted a
not.
video
I
and she
absolutely
lost
did not.
weight. You can see the
because
difference.
I don't want her in my algorithm.
So it was just probably that
Oh,
one day that you saw her
okay,
doing
so
that, but
she a
that doesn't
Lizzo
identify
hater.
her as a whole person.
Hey, not too much
Yeah,
on
in
Lizzo.
defense of Lizzo, not a sentence I want to repeat. In defense of her,
Post
I
this
have
on
seen her
Insta
post, like,
Reel
oh,
or
here's the
Twitter?
green smoothie
Post
that I
what?
got, or here's me with my salad, or like here I am at the gym. I think there is this weird stigma where people that are overweight have to be perfect all the time. They can never just like, you know, just have it.
Whose side is she on?
I agree, it's not great. Listen, I'm not saying that's great.
That was
Not
too
great.
much.
But I'm saying that like this one instance of her doing this amidst all her other ones of her trying to be healthy.
Can I go on the opposite side of that? Like with Lizzo, there's like Eugenia Clooney. She's a very
Yes,
petite, tiny
Eugenia.
woman. Why are people saying, "Oh, good job, Lizzo"? Like, good job for eating healthier. But like when Eugenia Clooney's like
Who?
trying to eat something, like
But is Eugenia Cooney allowed to have hashtag body positivity?
she does sometimes. So
Is she?
she promotes herself literally wearing like tiny
Because we're-
outfits, showing her body.
That was my whole point. Is like these extremes are hijacking it.
Yeah,
I agree.
They're not
like,
good representation.
Yeah.
No.
That, like,
I got
I'll
4
look-
ads.
they
Y'all
will-
want me to pause? 5 ads? Hold on, bro. Twitch, we gotta talk about something. Why y'all giving my people 5 ads? 5 ads is insane. That's a lot of ads, bro. Twitch, stop with the ads. Why y'all giving my people ads like this, bro? 5 ads? Come on, bro. Nah, like 5 ads. That's kind of a lot, bro. Like, damn. No ads for me. Yeah, cause you be cheating the system. That boy be cheating the system. 4 ads. I'm back. All right, back. Is Patrick back? Oh, really? Yes, really. All right, bet. Let's go.
push out the most extreme cases because they get the most views, and it's
Right.
what people want to see.
Yes, it's dangerous.
Including these conversations. Although this was pretty reasonable. All right, let's reset.
No matter who you are, there's no denying that injuries can really
I
ever
do
work it-
not care
You've
about
also
whatever
claimed-
you are promoting.
I have taken a weight loss drug. Will the agreeers please step forward?
What?
I guess
How do you agree with that? It's either yes or
I'm
no.
like trying to see like what do we define as drugs?
Just now.
I think we're talking about the
Like
weight-
Ozempic?
Pills
Yeah,
or
wait. Well, any
Like diet pills?
drug that you've taken.
wait, I'll-
Sorry. But yeah, come on in. Let's hear your story. Tim.
Is
I
Ozempic?
have used weight loss drugs before I knew the power.
Okay, this is not gonna.
This is more recently.
Yep, and this is absolutely what.
Why is this
Was it
one
like
so
Ozempic, something like
long?
Phentermine. You can get it prescribed. It's
do your own thing, and
you have to figure it out.
you have to figure.
All right,
Most part.
let's see what they
but
say.
I will never count calories, like, or because to me that leads to disordered eating habits.
For you.
For me
For her,
personally,
okay.
yes. I'm not talking for everybody.
Okay.
I'm not talking for everybody, but for me personally, and I do think
Alright.
for a lot of people,
She looks
it
like,
can
oh
lead
my
to
gosh,
disordered
who does she
eating.
look like? I
Kind
don't
of
know.
circling back to the topic about taking a
Dang,
weight
she
loss drug.
yadded.
Hell no, I would never take no weight loss drug. I worked really hard for my body, and
She
I'm
is
a very
yatty.
big believer in that phrase. Like, if you wanted to, you could. Wouldn't you be so
Asian
much
persuasion.
happier if you lost the weight and you look back on it and it was like, yeah, like I did that.
Exactly.
You know, like
She
that
fine?
was 100% all me. I didn't need
Can't
no
be saying
help.
that I got a
didn't
girl,
need no
bro.
cheat codes. Like, this was the work that I
I'm just practicing. I don't have a girl. I was joking. I just want to see what it sound like coming out of my mouth. Same? Yeah, you want okay. That
put
guy's
in,
not
and I
joking.
got the results that I wanted.
And that was the mindset that I wish that I had before
What liar?
I took the drugs.
Yeah.
Because like I was super naive.
Moon
I was
face
like 18
emoji.
years
What does that
old,
mean?
and I had no knowledge about anything. And I was looking for a quick fix because all these people were telling
Y'all know
me,
damn well I
"Oh,
would
you
not
need to
have
lose
no
weight, you need to
girl,
do this."
bro.
And that was in my own household. So it was my family telling me
Right.
this, along with my friends and everything like that.
It's a lifestyle change ultimately. These are tools that you can utilize, but if you are not changing your lifestyle to go with it, then what will happen for you?
Right.
And so I think that's really ultimately what it is. If you're
Fuck
not ready to commit
bitches.
to the lifestyle change, using
Brian,
these
chill,
tools
bruh.
is not going to help you.
When people do these
All right,
quote-unquote
Simo.
shortcuts, a lot of the time, like mentally, they're not there, so they lose the weight, and then they're still like
Not fixing the problem.
exactly. It was like it was this quick fix, and now that it's they get off it, like everything mentally, like that.
Jax with a raid. Jax with a 100,000 million raid. Appreciate you, Jax. Jax, did you just bring yourself back to the stream? Did you just bring yourself back? Okay, bro. Nah, Jax, appreciate that raid, bro. Don't listen to that guy. You see, bro? See, here comes Simo Hayden, bro.
when they were at a bigger weight is still there because
Like-
they didn't put in that mental work, like doing it on their own.
For
Yeah,
example,
we gotta reset. Stop the cap. I'm getting the signal. Fit women are more attractive than fat women. Will the agreeers please step forward?
Oh, she bold.
I would definitely agree. Fit women are more attractive than like plus size women, only because me having this body, it shows that I can commit to something, right? And it shows that I'm hardworking. So I feel like men looking at my body can see, oh, okay, she's dedicated. She put in the work, and that could be an attractive quality
mean-
that men see in me. I would definitely go for like a more muscular guy.
It's
So
all
that kinda shows
preference.
that
Some
we have
people
something
like
in
some
common,
people like
something
them
that we
big
can work
bone.
on
Some people like a little
together.
meat on that
Yeah,
bone.
gym dates for sure.
All right, thank you. Can we bring in the disagreeers?
Uh-oh.
I'm gonna get flamed alive right now. It's all good.
She
I'm
about to.
bisexual, so I
Hey,
love
girl, me
women.
too.
I love
Yes,
women.
Yes, all the bisexual.
I think that all women are beautiful. I've had relationship with women that are fit, they are not fit, variety. And I can tell you that personality-wise, the skinniest ones and the most beautiful ones have had a personality that I cannot work with. Me, personally, me. So,
Yeah.
Okay, that's a
and
a
it
personal
comes from
problem.
a place that the way that I grew up, the way that they grew up, thoughts, minds, you surround yourself with people that you like, that is like you. Your personality has more beauty than the way that you look. Your physical looks will disappear. My grandma, she used to be a very petite, tiny woman, grew up in the Philippines. My grandpa the same way. Now they're a little bigger, they're more comfortable. 50 years later, still in love. My grandpa always makes jokes. Like, I remember growing up, he was like, this is Burger King and this is McDonald's. I'm the king and I'm loving it. And I'm like, that's my grandpa. He showed me, like, you can appreciate a woman through all the changes, you know? Like, exactly. And that's why I love, like, I can.
What does that mean, Jaylen?
Like, my boyfriend can still love me, but maybe he loves me more because how I am personally.
I think people like to be like, oh,
this
it's
is
always going to be the fit woman.
Bro, this is a dumb question. Like, bro, this is just like, bro, some people just like a big woman. Like, I know Jaylen, like, you know what I'm saying? Jaylen, hey, man, you like what you like, man. Like, I know Banjo love him a plus-size woman. Like, Nat likes Lizzo. I mean, shit, why not, bro? Like, I'm just saying, what is this? Don't piss me off. What did you just send me?
Nigga, shut the
It's okay for models to set a high standard for body image. Will the agreeers please step
that video, bruh. It's okay for models to set high standard for
as a kid
for
and as a teenager and even now as an
body
adult.
image?
I did pinup. There's definitely like a high expectation and standard, especially like in runway modeling.
What does that mean?
And things like that, because they push out these clothing and they only do it in certain sizes. There's standards that different companies have that
Play
they
the
want to
full
push out
video.
certain things. So,
Bro,
like,
I know
for
I've seen that
pinups, they
video.
want
I
you
think I
to
still
look
have
a
it
certain way,
saved
they
in my
want you to do
phone.
your makeup a certain way, they want you to dress a certain way for that style. And same thing for like Victoria's Secret, they want to promote lingerie, and there's a standard for each company and they have to live up to that standard based on what they're trying to promote.
And personally for me, I always looked up to thin people. I always found them very beautiful.
Simo, goodness gracious, bro.
Simo, like, I want to be able to look like a Victoria's Secret model one day.
Bruh.
It's okay to have a higher standard of beauty because it makes you want, like, oh, I want to work harder on myself to achieve that type of body goal. I might not look exactly like them, like with the hips and everything, but I want to be able to look a healthy version of myself that looks something.
This
like
is for the
I
girls.
think it's okay for
What are you
models
talking
to have a
about?
higher standard
Play it.
of
I
beauty
want to
because
laugh.
We are attracted to attractive
Bro, what are you
things.
talking about?
A model is selling something. They're being hired to sell something,
Ugh.
and they're going to make it. Hey, look at this. Look at the dress I'm wearing. And you, as a consumer, you
Bro,
don't
shut
wanna
up
look
and
at
eat a
somebody
cinnamon
that
roll, bro.
is
We know this
going to-
meme.
Ugh. I don't even want to look at that person. What were they selling? I don't know.
Let's bring in our disagreeers. More disagreeers than I expected.
I completely disagree. I think we all forgot what modeling industry has done for women in our society. I think we kind of went blank for a second. I'm a journalism major. I have my degree in journalism, and growing up with certain magazines, and those women, just because they were thin does not mean they were healthy. Have y'all ever
That's
seen
true.
America's Next Top Model?
Yes.
There's a lot of detrimental things that were happening within that society, within that community. And I agree with you. Yes, we all want to look at something aesthetically
Simo,
pleasing,
all right,
but
bruh.
that varies.
Golly.
Also, the modeling industry is known for not being diverse.
Right.
Hello. So I don't know. We just like blacked
It's
out for a
very
second.
diverse now.
Now.
It was not when I started.
Yeah, but
was
it's
not.
not that diverse now either. It's evolving, but I wouldn't go as far as saying it's that diverse. But I think that it can be very detrimental as a young woman. I think the body positivity movement kind of was created in juxtaposition because of the modeling industry of the 90s and early 2000s, how toxic that was.
I do think we have come a long way, but we still have like much
Diverse
further to
should be
go. The average size of the woman in the United States is a size 16. So why are we not seeing that reflected more on runways and modeling and stuff? You know, I also have issues with it when it comes to a lot of plus size modeling too.
Probably people-
because a lot of
problems
plus
with
size
skinny
models, they have the curves, but they have no belly. And that's so unrealistic for most plus size women, where it's like, most plus size women, if you are a size 20 like I am, you're gonna have a stomach. And
Size 20 what?
Photoshopped.
Yeah, or they even put
Well, they have
padding on
BBLs,
smaller
or they have
models
BBLs
to make them look
you know,
bigger.
The standards keep changing. How many models do they need to show
I'm gonna be
all
honest.
the-
I don't be taking my time to look at plus size models or fit models. I don't look at models honestly. I don't really look at models. I don't know about y'all. I know y'all look at a different type of model,
Different
but
body types that
we
for
won't
this
get
to
into
sell
that.
one dress.
Sounds like there's a tension between the market. If the data says more
Right.
people
That's
click on
a
this
crazy
body,
comment.
even if it's unrealistic,
Risks.
put that
Lose.
body in
They're
the
gonna
ad.
Yes.
But what you're saying
lose
is
breath before
that's-
reaching the
that's
end.
Unfair representation of the true customer.
Yeah, exactly. Because then I'll like buy something that I saw on a plus size model
And it's
who
not
has a
gonna
flat
fit,
stomach,
and it's not
then
gonna fit the
I put
same.
it on, and I'm like, oh, I hate this because it's clinging to like all the wrong parts. I just want to see something that
Y'all?
looks, it doesn't have to look
Yeah.
exactly like me.
I think
Yeah,
for a long
y'all.
time, people
I'm
thought
skipping.
that diversity in sizes wasn't
Me.
I have abused my body.
I have abused my body. Will the agreeer step forward?
Personally, for me, I've always suffered with anxiety and depression since I was young, having grown up in the best areas. I used to self-harm in different ways. I suffered with like purging and everything, and like actual like physically cutting myself.
Okay.
And really wait.
Something cheap. This lifestyle of this and up and down, and how I even abused myself, how I used to talk to myself, and you're not good enough, you're not pretty enough, you're not thin enough. You know, you're upset because you don't want to be on this. You're a gift.
Hey Siri, play
How
Curveball by Wei
Dare
Yunji.
you take that beautiful gift away? How dare you? You're
What
not
is-
allowed to do that anymore. Okay?
Who's she talking
You're
to?
Here. You have to speak to yourself kindly. Be nice to yourself. Your family members, how would they tell somebody else that's speaking to you that way to you? And you do it to yourself. That's not okay. You can change it. Make a choice.
Yeah, it's gotten a lot better over the years. That I'm much kinder to myself, and I wish.
All right, this seemed more like a therapy session, so I'm gonna just I'm gonna close it out. Thanks for watching the video. If this does get posted, if Eddie decides to actually, never mind. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I thought we was gonna be talking about. I thought it was gonna be more of like an argument. They kind of over here sitting here crying and stuff, so I wasn't really banging with that. Simo. Oh my. Yeah, I gotta end stream, bro. This dude is on a rampage right now, bro. Golly. Simo, you might need therapy. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I'm not, all jokes aside, I think you need therapy. Like, yo hate that you have for plus size people. Like, them being plus size, what they gotta do with you, bro? Why you gotta hate? New video? Oh, y'all want a new video? Bet. I got y'all. Play a non-fat person video. What? Bro, Simo, you is crazy, bro. Here, I got a video for y'all, bro.